Salah isn't smiling at Liverpool these days. Mbappé explodes with a double, reclaiming top-scoring dominance again. Storm warning at Old Trafford, and it's not the weather. Fans shocked. The World Cup draw produced weak groups without drama. Brew your tea. The latest football news is here. This is Top League. Let's go.
All right, let's talk about Mohamed Salah, because something is seriously wrong at Liverpool right now. According to sources close to the club, Salah is not happy with his current situation. And here's the kicker. He's not planning to stick around for another 6 months if things don't change. That's not speculation. That's frustration bubbling to the surface. Liverpool are sitting 9th in the Premier League. 9th. That's not a title-chasing position. That's a mid-table crisis. And Salah? He's got just 6 direct goal contributions in the league this season, plus 2 more in the Champions League. For a player of his caliber, that's borderline catastrophic. But here's the twist. Maybe it's not entirely his fault. Arne Slot has been benching him for the last 2 games against West Ham and Sunderland. 45 minutes of playing time across those 2 matches. 45 minutes. For Mohamed Salah, a guy who used to walk into the starting 11 without thinking twice. And before that, he was left out of 2 European games as well. Coincidence? I don't think so. Here's where it gets spicy. Florian Wirtz has been putting in some of his best performances when Salah isn't on the pitch. So now Slot has a dilemma. Stick with the flashy big money signing who's thriving, or bring back the aging superstar who might be past his prime. Right now, it looks like Wirtz is winning that battle. A source told Caught Offside, "It's hard to see anything other than Salah leaving if the situation doesn't change. He's not happy about it. He'll always be professional, but I don't see him spending 6 more months on the bench, and we know there'll be interest." Another source added, "There hasn't been any decision yet. Let's see where we are in a few weeks." Team Talk insider Dean Jones says Liverpool don't expect anything to change in January, and Salah seems committed to turning the season around. But come summer 2026, Saudi Arabia could offer him around £150 million a year. That's not a typo. £150 million for a 33-year-old who's currently riding the bench. Look, maybe Slot is making the right call here. Salah was a Liverpool legend, no question, but if he doesn't fit the system anymore, what's the point of keeping him around just for nostalgia? Wirtz is the future. The problem is, if Liverpool miss the top 4, someone's going to have to answer for this decision, and it won't be pretty.
3 games without scoring. 3 games where Real Madrid looked strangely flat, like someone unplugged their entire attack. And then against Atletico, Kylian Mbappé basically said, "All right, enough of this nonsense." He dropped a gorgeous brace, turned the game into his personal highlight reel, and reminded everyone who the real king of La Liga's scoring charts is. 16 league goals already. His closest chaser? Still stuck on 8. That's not pressure. That's a polite wave from the distance. But here's the real blockbuster. 60 goals in the calendar year. That number alone launches him into the global top 5 scorers of the year, 4th place overall. The only names above him are Cristiano Ronaldo, Robert Lewandowski, and Lionel Messi. And he can still catch the first 2. 7 more goals and he's past them. For an average striker, that's a month of grind. For Mbappé, that's give me a week and let's see who shows up in front of me. So obviously he's the leading candidate for the next Ballon d'Or. It's not just the stats or the betting markets. Football legends agree too. Wesley Sneijder dropped a huge quote. "With the way the voting system works now, I'm almost 100% sure Mbappé winning the Ballon d'Or next season. He's become a true number 9 and he looks better than he ever did on the wing." Yes, it's only mid-season. Yes, a lot can still happen. But Mbappé's current form is so ridiculous, so consistently elite, that the France football voters will have no choice but to pay attention. Now, everything depends on 2 things. First, how many trophies Real Madrid can collect by the end of the season. Second, how France performs at the upcoming World Cup. Combine those 2 with a little behind-the-scenes magic from Florentino Perez, and Mbappé suddenly looks like the most realistic next Ballon d'Or winner. Sneijder wasn't exaggerating. The numbers, the form, the impact, everything points in one direction. And if Mbappé keeps this momentum going, the award might as well already be engraved.
Ruben Amorim is safe at Manchester United, for now. Fabrizio Romano just confirmed it. The club is not sacking Amorim at this stage. But before you breathe a sigh of relief, here's the twist. United are already eyeing two potential replacements, Oliver Glasner and Xavi. Yeah, it's that kind of season at Old Trafford. Let's set the scene. Man United have been maddeningly inconsistent this year. They can pull off impressive away wins at Liverpool and Crystal Palace, but at home, they've taken just 1 point from their last 2 games against Everton and West Ham. That latest draw on Thursday night was particularly frustrating. United were up 1-0 against the Hammers, took their foot off the gas, and threw away 2 valuable points. Classic United. Romano told Give Me Sport, "There are no movements at this stage. The club keeps supporting Amorim's work at this point of the season." Sounds reassuring, right? Well, not so fast. Because Caught Offside is reporting that United, alongside Liverpool, by the way, are seriously considering Oliver Glasner. His contract at Crystal Palace runs out this summer, so he'd be available as a free agent. And here's the kicker. Glasner plays 3-4-2-1, just like Amorim. The players wouldn't even need much of an adjustment period. Convenient, huh? Meanwhile, Spanish outlet Fichajes, and yes, take this with a grain of salt because they're not exactly the most reliable, claims United are ready to make a move for Xavi. The former Barcelona boss has been out of work since May 2024. He's available, he's experienced, and he fits the profile of a big-name manager that United love to chase. Why not throw his name into the mix? Team Talk insider Dean Jones says United won't make a final decision on Amorim until the end of the season. They still believe he can get them into the top 4, and with how open this Premier League is, it's not out of the question. Sources say there are general improvements in style of play, the team is scoring more set-piece goals, and the December schedule could actually put them in the top 4 by New Year's. That would be a massive achievement considering they finished 15th last season and lost the Europa League final to Tottenham. But then Roy Keane shows up and absolutely destroys one of the players for a schoolboy error after the West Ham draw. Because of course he does. This is Man United. Drama is never far away. Here's the thing. How much time does Amorim really have? December could decide everything. If results stay bad, Glasner or Xavi will be walking through that door sooner than anyone thinks. But if United actually turn it around and sneak into the top 4, maybe they finally found their guy. Then again, knowing this club, they're always one bad game away from complete meltdown mode.
The World Cup draw has finally taken place, and the reaction across the football community has been brutally negative. Fans expected tension, drama, and at least a couple of genuine groups of death. Instead, what we got feels safe, predictable, and honestly, a little boring. It looks like the organizers went out of their way to avoid any early clashes between the giants, just to make sure the big teams don't get knocked out too soon. One of the main reasons behind this disappointing outcome is the new tournament format. Expanding the competition to 48 teams has completely destroyed the identity of past World Cups. There used to be weight in every match, pressure in every group, and real danger for anyone who wasn't at their best. Now we have a stretched-out format where almost half of the teams advance simply because they showed up, and that kills the tension. Take Brazil's group, for example. In the past, such a draw would have created chaos, excitement, and fear for their rivals. Now Brazil face a Luxembourg-level team, an average Asian side, at a small North American nation. There's no threat, no intrigue, just 3 warm-up matches before the knockout rounds. Or look at France. Instead of facing high-level competition right away, they received a group full of teams that are unlikely to cause any real problems. Even analysts admit the group stage is losing meaning. World Cups once exploded from the first whistle. Now they start with a long, slow warm-up phase. Fans from South America and Europe are especially furious. They expected at least one group where the giants would collide from day one. Instead, the favorites received the most comfortable path possible, as if someone intentionally designed the draw to avoid early drama. And the most interesting part? More and more people online believe this new format wasn't made for excitement. It was made for money. More teams, more matches, more broadcast time. The drama, the surprises, the pure football chaos, all of that is becoming secondary. There's still time before the tournament begins, but one thing is already clear. This World Cup will be very different from the ones we grew up with, and fans have every right to be frustrated with what the biggest football event on the planet is turning into.
And that's all for today. But quick reminder, if you skip that subscribe button, VAR will disallow every goal your team scores this season. It's science. You've been warned. See you soon.